in Ukraine now, and I'm sort of hesitant in one way, and I've thought about it before, but I've decided to say it anyway. But I am hesitant because I don't want to just you have one or two bad experiences yourself. You can't then write off a place. You can't generalise. You know, somebody could go into London tomorrow and get pickpocketed and tell the world that London's the most dangerous place in the whole wide world, and yet, you know, I go there every 3 or 4 weeks and I've never had an incident there. So I am hesitant, but I'm going to say a couple of things about borders more than anything else. I came into Ukraine today, so firstly I've been done for speeding twice today. Now one of those was absolutely genuine. I was going too fast, but it's still completely corrupt. I'll come back to that one in a second. Second one, I wasn't doing anything at all. I wasn't speeding, I wasn't doing anything at all. It was complete and utter corruption. And it's a farce as well. Like the first one I got done earlier this Saturday, well, it was around about lunchtime, and the police pull you over and they ask for your documents, and then they show you a camera and they say, you know, we just clocked you at this speed or whatever. And as I say, on that one I was moving, so therefore fully accepted it. But they then started saying, oh, we wanted €80. I've already had this twice before, but it was in one was in Serbia, and I argued with them and got that down. But this was completely ridiculous today, because he said €80. I said, oh, no, I can pay by credit card, because I knew full well that it's just a scam. They're not going to actually do you. The money's just going to go into their pocket, full stop. So, terribly long story short, he eventually took €10, because I just said that's all I had on me was €10. I was about to leave the country, because this was in Transnistria, and that's why I didn't have any cash, and he just, you know, accepted it. Then shortly after that I got done, just before the border, and I actually then said I haven't got any money at all, because I've already been done. So I used that excuse and said, you know, the previous one 10 kilometres back took all my money, you know, and this sod, he just kept me waiting there for about an hour. In the end I just gave up. I just thought I can't be bothered with this. I've got a holiday to get on with, and I knew I was going to have problems with the border anyway, so the whole day's been a bit of a struggle and a strife, to say the least. It's funny in one way, but it drains you as well, and that's what I'm going to come to in a second. Sorry, I am sidetracking here. The corruption is just everywhere in this area, in Moldova. I didn't experience anything in Transylvania, but apart from what happened this morning on that speeding fine, and then Ukraine is just rife with it. I mean, I just can't describe what problems I've had there. I will describe them. I'll come to them in a second. So anyway, what I'm going to say to people is that, or say to anybody that's interested in listening, is, personally speaking, I wouldn't dream of bringing a partner with me on a motorbike to these countries. Even Bosnia, Serbia, Croatia was okay, but Bosnia and Serbia, Romania, I already knew from last year, that's full of corruption, and certainly Ukraine and Moldova, I wouldn't do it personally. I'm coming here on my own, and I accepted that I had to wait for virtually 3 hours at the border today. Now, as it happens, the borders don't really upset me. I'm fascinated with them. I'm quite interested in what's going on, but today was just downright awkwardness, and in the end I'd already paid 2 bribes. I bought cigarettes over here. I don't even smoke anymore, but I bought cigarettes because they work as a quick bribe. You know, you throw a packet of 20 English cigarettes, and it's amazing how fast you can get through queues and all sorts of things. But I had a really bad one this morning, this afternoon. It feels like this morning, trust me. It's early evening now, and that was literally at the border. These guys are supposed to be completely straight, and one guy, I came right to the front of the queue, which is what I always do. You know, you're on a bike, nobody's really expecting you to sit out in the heat. It's like 35 degrees today, it's unbelievably hot. So okay, people are sitting in their cars and they're going to have to wait for hours and hours and hours. I know that. Well, some of them have got air conditioning, others can open their window. But on a bike, you're just sweltering like anything. So I just zoomed to the front, and this guy just, you know, stopped. Oh, no. So I said, well, I'm just going to go through, you know, and you're polite about it. You're not stupid. You're going to be arrogant. You're not going to get anywhere at all. So I said, oh, no, sorry, you know, I didn't understand, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he said, oh, no. He said, you have to go to the back of the queue. He said, unless you want to give me 20 euros. Okay, you know, it's 20 quid. Do I want to wait there for a 2-hour queue? No, I don't. So you give them 20 quid. You're then in the front of the queue. You then go, this is just to get out of Transnistria now. This isn't getting into Ukraine yet. So this is just getting you in the queue, if you like. And then when I was in there, one guy took my passport away, which is what they do quite regularly. One guy will wander off. It's very nerve-wracking because you don't know really who he is, where he's gone. I mean, he obviously is someone in authority because he's got a uniform on, but you don't know what he looks like because they're all wearing hats and uniforms, so therefore they basically look the same. Then he came back, and I don't know why he did it, but he lost or took or whatever he did my visa, which is a separate sheet of paper, allowing me out of Transnistria, and you need that stamped. So as soon as he brought it back, I said, oh, no, where's the piece of paper? No, he said it, and suddenly they've got no English at all. He just walked off. So there we go. So I had more problems there, and so that meant I had to pay somebody else off with a couple of packages of ciggies. A big nightmare, you know. I mean, yes, sort of partially I find it fun because it is so corrupt and it's like so different to what we're used to. But there's another part that just drained me today, to say the least. It just brought it home to me that you would not put somebody else through that. Whilst I sort of accepted my day reluctantly, you wouldn't expect a pillion to put up with that rubbish and to consider that it's part of a good day. Anyway, there you go. Ukraine, full of corruption. Cost me a few quid today, and I've got no doubts that when I leave Ukraine, and I'm going to be here for at least 3 days now because I'm doing the Chernobyl tour up in Kiev and so on. I mean, this is a very, very, very sparky atmosphere everywhere. This is not a calm, collected country. This is a country that is corrupt, and yeah, you got to have your wits about you. Next video, I'll tell you a little bit about what happened to me in Moldova. I didn't really want to say too much at the time, but I'll chat about that in the next video.